And so it is like the only way to do it is to like just to get the money from this pod race that's happening tomorrow. And like the pilots, he's a real asshole, blah 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 blah. And so Qui-Gon's like, oh, do you think you could win the race? And Anakin's like, 100%. So it's like, all right. So Qui-Gon goes up to, goes up to the pilot and just like Jedi mind tricks him. And he's like, you're not feeling too well. You're gonna sit this one out. And the pilot's like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling too well. Anakin, you go pilot it. So he does. He wins the race. Blah blah blah. Gets the money. They're going to buy the part, and they're on their way back to the ship. And then who's there, waiting for them? Just smoke and wreckage everywhere. Because like he tracked him, he tracked him to his home. Like that's where he felt that connection. And like, and then the scene before, he's like celebrating with his mom and his girlfriend, like, we're finally getting off planet, we're gonna go see the stars, blah blah blah, new life, new everything. Gets home, not even a chance to say goodbye, not even a chance to save them, just smoke and wreckage. And Anakin's like just like in shock and furious. And then like boom, first time we see the laser swords, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan light up. And then we see this other guy, boom, lights up as well. So now there's that extra layer of connection. Since it's the first time we're seeing the lightsabers, they're like, oh, there's this new thing. Like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are alike, but then this guy's also like, he's got one too. But obviously it's still gonna be red.
But he's got two.
Not yet.
Boom,
not yet.
Out the other side too.
Not yet. It's gotta be the third act reveal. It's gotta be in the third act. We're all barely getting into the second act here. Fair. So they start fighting, and Obi-Wan tells them like, you need to get that part in the ship. And so Anakin goes in there. He runs in. I mean, he doesn't know if his mom and his girlfriend are alive or not. He's got like other friends too, and like he doesn't know if anyone's alive or not. He just sees smoke and wreckage, and so he's trying to like run around and find them. Whatever. Like Obi-Wan's like, as they're fighting, this guy is like, no, like we need to get out of here, get the ship going. And then so Anakin like runs in, and as he's fixing the ship, and like as he fixes it, gets it ready, and when he goes into the cockpit, he like turns all the thrusters on. He like turns around, and he just sees like in like a different part of the ship, like where everyone was huddled and like trying to hide, just all dead, all wasted, and he's just frozen, and like the ship's starting, and so like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, like they're fighting, and then like one of them just like force blasts like maul away. They jump into the ship and they fly away, and like Obi-Wan has to pilot because Anakin's just in shock, and he's just like furious and angry, and he's out of control, and like the ship's like starting to shake, like he's trying to he's like, oh, this guy's got something too. And then they all fly off, and then they're all safe, but then once again like they've gotten away. So like Maul, like we see him like look off in the distance, and he just kind of like sends like a signal, whatever, and once again we see that little like hologram thing, and there's like, oh, you must follow them, I know where they are going, blah 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 blah, doesn't matter. And that's all I'd really fleshed out for the first little bit, is if I was going to start from scratch, what we would do.
I think that makes sense. I was also looking, like, I think if I were to redo Star Wars, back when they did Star Wars, it's now a PG film, which is like,
that's true,
crazy low rating for what I think it should be. Mm-hmm. I think that if it were to be redone now, this is like a 18A, like straight up. I don't know where ratings are in different countries, but like as high as you can go, right?
You really
maybe even like, I think that they have characters die, but they don't really.
There's no blood or anything, or
there's no blood or anything. But I think in this future, like how the galaxy is portrayed as like a really dark and scary place, you don't see that.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
You don't see like people. There's like, oh, we're smugglers. Like, what are they smuggling? It's got to be like drugs or weapons or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
They don't really get into how shitty the galaxy could be. I think that they really play lightly on that, and that's something that I would want in a newer Star Wars. Would be for it to be a lot darker and a lot grittier. Like,
it's a rough out there. Yeah, it's got to be.
It's rough out there. Like, everybody's doing literally whatever they can to survive.
I mean, in the first one, they just were like, oh yeah, slavery's a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, why not? If you're gonna like have a theme as mature as slavery, like surely you could have like other mature themes as well. Yeah, explore a little bit more.
I agree. I think that they can get a little bit more into how dark that the universe could be, and that is probably maybe one of the only really big beats that I would like to change about it is to just get it a little bit grittier.
Yeah. I think so. I think it would suit it as well, and because the thing too is like, I get that it's meant to appeal to like, it was like a family, not like a family friendly, but like a fun movie, like with space
Yeah.
space guys and whatever. But I don't know, like I feel like I saw Terminator 2 at a pretty young age, and I
Oh,
just
I
remember
saw Terminator so early, and
yeah,
that movie was gas.
yeah, and I don't remember thinking like it was too much. I was like, no, I understand. I understand what's going on. Like it's
Yeah.
like robots from the future are trying to wipe out humanity. Like okay, I get it, but it wasn't like oh my god, this is terrifying. I'm afraid to turn on a computer now. It was just like no, I understand what's happening here. I'm
The
certain
computers are evil.
it's kind of and everything's watching you all the time. Anyways, it's only a matter of time.
It's fine.
It's
Yeah,
only a matter.
I've already accepted it.
We are if we live long. Well, even if we just live statistically average lifespans, you and I are likely going to
We're
see
gonna see something.
the start of something like Skynet if we're not already witnessing
Yeah.
it with what we have already.
We're probably already there.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. They're
Yeah.
gonna know in like a decade's time. The world's gonna be a crazy place.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just look at the last decade. What
World
was it?
is a
2015. I don't think there was like Midjourney or ChatGPT in 2015.
no.
Those were
ChatGPT is like a fairly new thing. I think
those are
there were AI companions, but they were so bad.
oh
Those
like
last few years.
Siri and Cortana and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, they're horrible.
Alexa. Yeah, but it's just
ChatGPT is just like it's way too smart.
yeah.
Way too smart.
Just
I
put
wish
Ch-
ChatGPT was around when I was in school. My God, would I have done
Put
so much less work.
ChatGPT in C3PO. Just
Dude,
get rid of
yeah,
Anthony
put it-
Daniels. Oh, we didn't talk about it. We haven't done a robot companion yet. We need one.
Oh, true.
Anakin should build. I still like the idea of Anakin building a little robot companion, just like someone to help him out with the garage. Like as
Yeah.
a mechanic, it would make sense for him to build something
I
that
think
can
it
help
could be
him out.
something smaller than C3PO. C3PO, I think
You know what?
C3PO exists because of the limitations of the movie at the time. Like
What do you
they
mean?
couldn't just cause they had to have a person inside the suit.
That's true. Yeah.
And same with
R2D2.
R2D2.
There's just
There's a midget inside of R2D2. There's a guy in there.
There is. Yeah. There's
So
a
like
someone's hanging out in there.
yeah, it wasn't a remote control anything. It was
No.
just a guy in there like
Some
with
guy.
little joysticks going around. So I don't think I think that was maybe a limitation of the time. I like the little robot companion in the new Star Wars
BB-8?
games.
Oh no.
No, what's the one? What's the?
I haven't played the new
what's
ones.
The game. I haven't played the
Jedi
game, but the
Fallen
little-
Order.
Yeah, it like sits on his shoulder and that like little thing. That makes more sense to me. Is like a mechanic would have a companion that is small and is basically just like an extra hand. Like
Yeah.
that is small that can like perch on his shoulder or it can
Has
like
a little
crawl up
light.
into an engine.
Yeah.
And it can like turn something for him. You can be like, hey, CR3D, go in there and turn this bolt for me. This is the worst name of a robot I've ever
CD
made.
Blu-ray, get in there.
Get in CD Blu-ray. DVD, please go turn that bolt.
DVD VHS, get in there.
Yeah, I think that is solid. I think for sure a robot companion, but I think the reason that C3PO and R2D2 exist is probably because of limitations of the time.
I would agree.
They probably couldn't make anything else.
Yeah, and I think him. I still like the idea of him building something because it kind of shows a little bit more like his mechanical finesse and whatnot. That he's like a smart guy. He has what it takes to be successful and to make it, but just like the circumstances that he's in are holding him back, and he's trying to escape those circumstances. So yeah, little robot that just hangs out with him, and then just a little mechanic guy goes off with him too. What else? What else needs to happen? They escape. So where are we?
They escape the planet.
I've got a like a whiteboard that has like all the plot points like pre-done, like the whole like third act structure. So
Yeah.
we're just moving. So in the hook, we have the space battle. The first thing that grabs your attention, ship getting chased down. That's your hook. Like, oh, this is interesting. Big space battle. Star Wars. I'm here for it. Your inciting incident. So the thing that kind of spurs things on would be, I guess, when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon save Anakin from the fight. Like, okay, now as these two worlds are meeting. Protagonist, what do you want, Cleo? Sorry, I'm
Cat.
being harassed. You want to see the
Cat
cat?
on cam. Cat on cam. Has to. Hell yes. Oh my god. What a sweet little angel.
Oh my god. There she is. Say hello.
Is she a little screamer? Does she make noise?
No, she doesn't. She is silent screams.
Silent screams. Same.
She just goes,
Nice.
all she does. Yeah. So
It's gonna be
sorry.
really good for an
Hard.
audio podcast when
Yeah.
when you go. She just makes this noise.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just put Godzilla screams in there.
Yeah. Just
So inside the incident, yeah, they made the first plot point or like the point of no return is when they leave the planet. There's no going back. You like literally
yeah.
for Anakin, there's no going back. He's nothing left to go back to. First pinch point. So checking in with the bad guys. So they're gonna be in there, seeing what they're up to. Like, why are they? This would be a good point, I think, in the story to be like, okay, why is this guy chasing them? What's we obviously he's been
Yeah,
chasing
this
this
is
whole
where
movie.
they explain what they are and what they do.
Exactly. The bad guys have their moment to be like, we need the queen because we need her planet for whatever reason. The resources, or you can
Something.
sprinkle in a little bit of like the political stuff. We can see the evil cloaked figures having a hologram Skype meeting with the Trade Federation or whatever, a Zoom meeting.
The hologram Discord call.
Can you
I want
imagine?
to start
Like,
falsely moderating a Discord server.
can you imagine like it's like the way the scene starts is the same way that we tried to start this morning. It's like, can you hear me? No, no. Give me
No.
1 second. Sorry, 1 second.
Hold
I just
on.
need to change one thing.
Nothing's okay.
My mouse isn't working. Sorry, I got new batteries. Can you guys see me? No. Okay, turn off your camera from the other one. It's like, oh, we lost him. He's coming back. Don't worry.
Hold on. Give him a minute. Give him a minute. He'll be back.
So yeah, the bad guys have their Discord call in their Discord server, and then the midpoint will be the second plot point, which is something I forget. What happens at the midpoint? The twist. There's got to be the midpoint twist. So what? How do we subvert the expectations of everything we've been building up so far? So obviously, we have the queen trying to escape. She's got her means to escape now. They're on their way. Something else needs to happen. They're trying to get
But
back.
Anakin doesn't know she's a queen yet. Maybe
No,
that's
no,
the
no.
twist. Is he'll discover that.
Oh, okay. That would be good. You know, yeah, she's just being a huge like. We just think
She had the funds and everything to save all of this shit way before. She could have saved his girlfriend. She could have saved her mother. Everything. She could have just called in a fleet.
Yeah.
Come and get her, and she's like, nah.
Yeah. So it's just like
I'm
this,
good.
we just think this lady's just been a huge bitch this whole time, and then at the midpoint now we reveal, and you know maybe she's like gets a little bit softer with Anakin. And like this dude just like lost everything to get us out of here.
reveals.
And she was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry for what happened. Thank you for everything you did. Like, I'll make sure that like you'll be taken care of or whatever. And Anakin's like, well, how do you plan to do that? How can you like give me back everything that I've lost? And she's like, well, you know, like I may not look it, but I actually have like hold a lot of power. Back on my home planet that I'm trying to get to, or I'm trying to save, which we're being chased, blah blah. They can have a little moment, and they can talk a little bit about what their lives were like, and then right as the conversation ends, like one of her like servants or one of the Jedi comes in and is like, Your Majesty, well, you're needed at the front, and that can be like, Majesty, like what the fuck? And then she's like, oh hee hee, I'm a queen, blah blah. And she's that right.
Now he's really pissed. He's like, what the? Why didn't you do anything?
Yeah, that actually would be good if he gets even more mad. Like it's just like it just keeps like building up. Like he's got like this building anger, and it's like it's not. There's no way like it's not going down. It's only getting more and more and more.
They were just starting to break the ice and become friends, and then just straight back to zero.
Yeah, all the way down. He doesn't get
hating each other.
He doesn't get any resolution or what's the word here? Not resolution, but closure. Yeah, he doesn't. He never gets the closure. What do we got next? Second pinch point. So I had this all. No, I'm not. If I do that, it's gonna minimize everything and go to a new tab. Just, whatever, doesn't matter. We'll get back to that later. We can always revisit any of this. The third plot point was this has to be like the big low. What's the big kick? Like everything was meant to come back together, and then the good guys get like knocked down one last peg. What's it? Qui-Gon dies.
I think Qui-Gon dies. I think that they encounter Darth Maul again, and I think he's got to take his own. And I think that the movie ending on knowing now like that we're making a 12 film series, not just one single movie, we can have Qui-Gon die and that be the end of it. And like
it ends with him dying. Okay.
It ends with him dying. Like he's killed, and like the movie ends with them like going back to their planet and like trying to regroup and like get their shit together.
That would be good.
Like, to be continued in the next film.
That would be good. It's got to have some. So yeah, but
it's like the Empire Strikes Back is a win for the Empire, right? Like,
yeah, they get everything in the end. They get everything they want. Well, not everything they wanted, but Han's frozen. Luke's pretty much out of the picture.
exactly. And
Yeah.
then you go back later when they regroup and get their shit together, and then try and go back
Okay.
again. So I like I like that.
Okay. So then, you know what would this be an interesting twist? Oh, I mean, I like the idea of Anakin losing limbs throughout the story. He becomes slowly less and less human.
Yeah.
So maybe in like the final battle, or
So you think
maybe
instead of him losing all of his limbs at once,
it's slow.
on Mustafar, he just
Yeah. Well, I mean,
slow instead
so,
burning to
yeah,
death. He just
exactly. I think it
slowly
makes
loses them one at a time.
it's thematically appropriate for him as he loses more and more of his humanity. He becomes less and less human.
That's really smart, actually. Yeah,
Yeah. So like he's
I like
like
that a lot.
in the first episode, or maybe he's like already missing like a finger or something. It's like a mechanical accident. He's already like got like a gibby hand or something like that. Uh,
Yeah, Pinky's missing or something.
yeah, just something little to know that like to show that like from a just visual perspective that he's imperfect. Something's
Yeah,
missing from him off the bat. Just as soon as we see him, there's already something a little bit missing from him, and that just gets compounded more and more and more and more as he loses more things in his life. He loses his girlfriend and his mother, and the one thing I like try and like build up a tiny bit is like have like a bit of like a father son relationship between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and then obviously there's like that mentor relationship, but kind of like build it up a little bit more just so it's a little bit more emotional when he loses him, and kind of build
we
up
could
Anakin.
have we could
Go
have
ahead.
Obi Wan explain too in the beginning that like he maybe Obi Wan's a like an orphan, and Qui Gon's been his teacher and father kind of his whole life because he was force sensitive.
Found
So
him pretty in like very similar circumstances as Anakin. Found him young, rough life, rough
yeah,
planet. Qui-Gon was there doing like a mission, like the looking for force sensitive users, and Obi-Wan was one, so he was able to lift him out.
yeah, that could be Obi Wan's beginning because nobody wants to watch Anakin be a toddler, a little angsty teenage boy
No,
again.
no. And then yeah, it works if he's a little bit older, and then like as like we build kind of like that relationship a little bit so that when Qui-Gon dies, like again something was taken away is like this was going to be a start of like a new, even though he lost his mother, like maybe he's gaining a father figure, but no, toast. And then
Gone.
Obi-Wan obviously loses a lot, and I think for when Obi-Wan, or not when Obi-Wan, when Qui-Gon dies, it needs to be like I would like I liked how emotional Obi-Wan was in the first one where he's like he screams no and like just like starts fighting him. I'd like to see like a point where like oh, like Obi-Wan is fighting him and Anakin, takes a lightsaber as well and he starts trying to fight as well. But because he has no idea really what he's doing, like that's where he loses his hand for the first
Oh,
time.
loses his own hand. Yeah,
Yeah. He was being too reckless. He didn't know what he was doing. And then now Obi-Wan's stuck with it. Maybe like Obi-Wan has a chance to land the killing blow on Darth Maul, but because
face of
Anakin's
his
like
head.
lost an arm or like something is calling Obi-Wan away, and like he has a choice to make between either revenge or to follow like his master's orders or the way of the Jedi to like to save these people or whatever. Like something needs to be like drawing him away. I think it's very important to make that have a moment where Obi-Wan has the chance to get his revenge or to follow the path of the Jedi and save these other people. For whatever reason, maybe the ship's going to fall or whatever, and he needs to take command of the whatever. But to give his Darth Maul a chance to get away. And then we can see that like Obi-Wan made the choice to save people rather than to get his revenge, which will be
Yeah,
then a contrast that we can flip when we put Anakin in the same situation,
in the
and
same situation.
I would like Anakin to be the one that kills Darth Maul in this one, because then he gets a revenge
Yeah,
for his like it's that something that's building up, and then it's something that now can
revenge
be
for his
like
mom and his
his
girlfriend.
girlfriend and all his friends and everything that he lost back home, and then now that also adds a point of tension between the two of them, between Anakin and Obi-Wan, is that Obi-Wan had the chance to kill him, but he didn't. So now that's like something that's gonna be like a thorn twisting in Anakin's side that will eventually be something that helps drive them apart in the end.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah. So this is all just speculative. We're just playing pretend right now, but
We're making it up.
we're starting from scratch. That's
Right
all we're
on.
doing.
Yeah.